In February 2008, the body of 17-year-old Brianna Evans was found in a creek in Overton Park in Memphis, Tennessee. An investigation uncovered the shocking history of the relationship between school coach Darius Johnson and his student. In August 2007, at Fraser High School, located at 1530 Delwood Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee, a series of events began that would ultimately lead to tragedy. The school, known for its powerhouse football team, the Memphis Grizzlies, had experienced unprecedented success under the leadership of head coach Darius "Coach D" Johnson, a 38-year-old former University of Tennessee linebacker. Johnson's path to Fraser High School was marked by athletic achievement. From 1987 to 1991, he played as a starting linebacker for the University of Tennessee, earning All-SEC honors in his junior and senior years. After a brief stint with the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad, 1991 to 1992, a knee injury ended his professional aspirations. Johnson completed his master's degree in physical education at the University of Memphis in 1994 and began his coaching career at various Memphis schools before securing the head coach position at Fraser in 2003. Residing at 2847 Oak Ridge Drive with his wife Sharon, a local real estate agent, and their children Marcus, 12, and Alexis, 9, Johnson had built a reputation as a disciplined leader. His record of 42-8 over 4 seasons, along with 2 district championships, earned him widespread respect. Under his leadership, the Grizzlies football program secured over $500,000 in athletic scholarships for its players between 2003 and 2007. The Memphis School Board recognized him with the Excellence in Leadership Award in 2006. Brianna Evans, a 17-year-old senior and captain of the cheerleading squad, lived with her mother Vanessa at 1756 Cypress Lane in the working-class neighborhood of Fraser. Maintaining a 3.8 GPA while leading the cheerleading team, Brianna had already secured early admission to Tennessee State University's journalism program with a partial academic scholarship. Her academic record included perfect attendance, the presidency of the school newspaper, and recognition in the National Honor Society. Her mother, Vanessa, worked double shifts at Methodist North Hospital as a nursing assistant, earning $31,000 annually to support their household. The relationship between Johnson and Brianna began shifting during team practices in September 2007. Security footage from the school gymnasium showed 27 documented interactions between them after official practice hours between September 1st and October 15th. School records indicated that Johnson began signing Brianna out of study hall for athletic department meetings at least twice weekly, totaling 14 occurrences in a 6-week period. Their contact expanded beyond school grounds in October 2007. The first documented off-campus meeting occurred on October 12, 2007, when Johnson's black 2006 Ford Explorer was captured by security cameras at the Wolf Chase Galleria parking lot. Brianna was seen entering the vehicle at 7:45 p.m. Several staff members began noticing concerning patterns. Sarah Martinez, the school guidance counselor, documented 3 instances where Brianna appeared distressed during counseling sessions but refused to discuss the cause. Physical education teacher Robert Thompson reported seeing Johnson's vehicle parked near the cheerleading practice area after hours on multiple occasions. These observations were recorded in Thompson's personal log but never formally reported. Jamal Carter, a senior receiver ranked 3rd in the state for receptions, had known Brianna since 9th grade. According to his later statement to investigators, Brianna's behavior changed dramatically in October 2007. She missed 5 weekend study groups, stopped attending weekly church youth group meetings, and became evasive about her whereabouts. On November 3, 2007, Carter confronted Brianna outside the school cafeteria about rumors regarding her relationship with Johnson. Surveillance footage showed an agitated Brianna dismissing Carter's concerns before quickly leaving the area. By late November 2007, the situation had drawn attention from other students and faculty. Assistant Principal Michael Davidson noted in his administrative log 3 separate instances of students reporting uncomfortable interactions between Johnson and Brianna. However, no formal investigation was initiated, a decision that would later result in Davidson's resignation and a complete overhaul of the school's reporting procedures. On January 15, 2008, Brianna Evans purchased a pregnancy test from Walgreens at 3655 North Watkins Street, Memphis. Security footage showed her entering the store at 4:27 p.m., wearing her Fraser High School cheerleading uniform. The cashier, Maria Rodriguez, later recalled Brianna's visible anxiety during the purchase, noting that she paid in cash and appeared distressed. Medical records from Memphis Women's Clinic, dated January 16, 2008, confirmed Brianna's pregnancy at approximately 6 weeks. Dr. Patricia Chin documented Brianna's initial visit, noting elevated blood pressure and signs of emotional distress. The clinic's intake forms listed, undisclosed, under the father's information section. The confrontation with Darius Johnson occurred on January 17, 2008, in the school athletic office. Security cameras captured Brianna entering the office at 5:45 p.m. after basketball practice. The ensuing argument, though not recorded on audio, was partially witnessed by janitor Frank Martinez, who reported hearing raised voices. Martinez's maintenance log noted, heated discussion in coach's office at approximately 6 p.m. According to text messages later recovered from Brianna's iPhone, Johnson demanded she terminate the pregnancy. A message sent from his phone at 7:13 p.m. read, "This has to go away. I'll handle the arrangements and costs. No discussion." Brianna's response at 7:15 p.m. stated, "You can't make this decision for me. I won't do it." Johnson's financial records showed a cash withdrawal of $1,500 from Regions Bank on Fraser Boulevard on January 18, 2008. This amount matched the typical cost of termination services at local clinics, though the money was never accepted by Brianna. Vanessa Evans, working night shifts at Methodist North Hospital, documented her concerns about Brianna's behavior in a personal diary. Entries from mid-January noted Brianna's frequent morning sickness, emotional volatility, and unusual eating patterns. On January 20, 2008, Vanessa discovered prenatal vitamins in Brianna's bathroom cabinet, purchased from the CVS pharmacy on Thomas Street. School attendance records showed Brianna's perfect attendance record beginning to slip. Between January 15th and February 1st, 2008, she missed 3 days of school and arrived late 5 times. The school nurse documented 2 instances of Brianna visiting her office, complaining of nausea and fatigue. Tasha Williams, a fellow cheerleader and Brianna's confidant since sophomore year, provided crucial testimony about this period. According to her statement to investigators, Brianna revealed her pregnancy during cheer practice on January 22, 2008. Williams' personal diary, later submitted as evidence, detailed Brianna's emotional state and her determination to keep the child despite Johnson's pressure. Jamal Carter's attempts to help Brianna during this period were documented through text messages and surveillance footage. On January 25, 2008, cameras captured their conversation in the school parking lot, lasting 45 minutes. Carter later testified that Brianna appeared physically ill during their talk, but refused his offers to involve school administrators or her mother. Johnson's behavior at home began showing signs of strain. His wife Sharon's credit card statements showed increased alcohol purchases from local liquor stores. The daughter Alexis's therapist noted during sessions that family dinner times had become tense, with her father often absent or distracted. By early February 2008, Brianna had compiled substantial evidence of the relationship. Her iPhone notes, recovered by digital forensics, listed dates, times, and locations of 23 separate meetings with Johnson between September 2007 and January 2008. The situation reached a critical point on February 3, 2008, when Brianna sent Johnson an ultimatum via text. "Either you help me tell them or I will. I can't hide this much longer." Johnson's response, delivered during a confrontation in the school gymnasium after hours, was captured by security cameras. Though no audio exists, the footage shows an aggressive gesture from Johnson before he exits, leaving Brianna visibly shaken. Throughout February 2008, Darius Johnson's behavior at Fraser High School grew increasingly erratic. Security footage from February 4th to 18th showed him monitoring the main hallway during class changes, particularly near Brianna's locker. School staff reported Johnson appearing unexpectedly at cheerleading practices, which he had never attended before. Cell phone records obtained by investigators revealed Johnson made 47 calls to Brianna between February 1st and 15th, 2008, many during school hours. His personal schedule, recovered from his office computer, showed he had rearranged his preparation periods to coincide with Brianna's lunch breaks and study halls. On February 12, 2008, Sharon Johnson visited Memphis Credit Union on Summer Avenue, discovering unauthorized access to their joint account. Bank statements showed $5,000 withdrawn in cash over the previous 2 weeks. When confronted, Darius claimed the money was for new football equipment, though no purchase orders were ever filed with the school's athletic department. On February 17th, in 2008, at approximately 3:45 p.m., Jamal Carter overheard an argument while retrieving equipment from the gymnasium storage room. Security footage showed Johnson and Brianna in a heated discussion near the emergency exit. Carter's sworn statement described hearing Johnson say, "Nobody will believe you over me." The conversation ended abruptly when another teacher entered the gym. The following day, February 8th, Carter confronted Brianna in the school parking lot. Surveillance cameras captured their 30-minute conversation, during which Brianna was seen crying and showing Carter something on her phone. Carter later testified that Brianna revealed both the relationship and her pregnancy, showing him text messages from Johnson as proof. Johnson's attempts to silence Brianna escalated. On February 20th, 2008, ATM records showed him withdrawing $2,500 from First Tennessee Bank on Highland Street at 7:15 a.m. Security cameras captured him meeting Brianna behind the school gymnasium at 3:30 p.m., unknown to Johnson. Brianna recorded their conversation on her iPhone. The audio file, later recovered by police, captured Johnson offering to pay her college tuition and living expenses in exchange for her silence. On February 22, 2008, Vanessa Evans was cleaning Brianna's room when she discovered the positive pregnancy test hidden in a sock drawer. Hospital records from Methodist North showed Vanessa's emergency room visit that evening for elevated blood pressure. The attending nurse documented Vanessa's distress and her revelation about her daughter's pregnancy. The confrontation between Vanessa and Brianna occurred at 11:45 p.m. when Vanessa returned home. Neighbors at 1754 and 1758 Cypress Lane reported hearing loud voices. According to police statements, Vanessa demanded to know the father's identity. For over 2 hours, the argument escalated, ending with Vanessa calling Brianna's grandfather, James Evans, at 2:15 a.m. On February 23rd, Vanessa contacted Fraser High School to initiate withdrawal procedures for Brianna. The school registrar's office recorded the call at 9:30 a.m. However, the withdrawal was never completed due to subsequent events. Johnson's paranoia intensified after learning of Vanessa's discovery. Security footage showed him pacing in the school parking lot on February 23rd, making multiple calls. His credit card records show he purchased a prepaid phone from Walmart on Winchester Road at 7:45 p.m. that evening. By February 24, 2008, the situation had reached a breaking point. Brianna's iPhone records show she made 2 calls to the school board's ethics hotline, though she hung up both times before speaking. Johnson's movements became more frantic, with security cameras capturing him following Brianna's car after school on 3 consecutive days. On February 25, 2008, at 6:42 p.m., Brianna Evans sent a text message to Darius Johnson, arranging a meeting at Overton Park. Cell tower data placed both their phones near the park's east entrance at 7:15 p.m. prior to the meeting. At 6:55 p.m., Brianna sent a detailed message to Tasha Williams, meeting Coach D at Overton Park near Rainbow Lake Bridge. If you don't hear from me by 8:30, something's wrong. Security cameras at the East Parkway entrance captured Johnson's black Ford Explorer. Entering the park at 7:12 p.m., parking lot surveillance showed Brianna's silver Honda Civic arriving 3 minutes later. 2 joggers, later identified as Michael Reynolds and Sarah Cooper, reported seeing Brianna walking toward Rainbow Lake at approximately 7:20 p.m. At 7:23 p.m., Brianna initiated her phone's voice recording application. The recovered audio file, though partially damaged, captured the beginning of their confrontation. The transcript reveals Brianna demanding Johnson acknowledge the pregnancy and threatening to expose their relationship to school authorities. Johnson's voice becomes increasingly agitated, with the final audible words being, "You're not going to ruin everything I've built." Park surveillance cameras, though distant, showed two figures near the Rainbow Lake Bridge at 7:35 p.m. Forensic analysis of the footage revealed a physical altercation beginning at 7:38 p.m. The medical examiner's report would later confirm that Brianna sustained a severe blow to the left side of her face, consistent with the video footage showing a striking motion. Soil evidence collected from the scene indicated a struggle covering approximately 15 square feet. Brianna's fingernails contained DNA matching Johnson's profile, along with fibers from his Letterman jacket. Her iPhone, recovered from the creek bed, showed impact damage consistent with being forcefully struck against the ground. The medical examiner's report, conducted by Dr. James Martinez, documented the cause of death as manual strangulation. Petechial hemorrhaging in Brianna's eyes and bruising patterns on her neck indicated the attack lasted between 3 to 5 minutes. The time of death was estimated between 7:45 p.m. and 8 p.m. Johnson's movements after the murder were tracked through various surveillance systems. His vehicle exited Overton Park at 8:17 p.m., running a red light at Pier Avenue and East Parkway. Traffic cameras captured his Explorer traveling west on Summer Avenue at excessive speed at 8:23 p.m. Home security footage from the Johnson residence at 2847 Oak Ridge Drive showed him arriving at 8:45 p.m. The system's motion sensors recorded movement in the garage for approximately 20 minutes. Sharon Johnson later testified that Darius entered through the laundry room, immediately starting a load of wash. Their water utility records showed unusual usage between 8:50 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. At 9:05 p.m., Tasha Williams, having received no response from Brianna, began calling her phone. After 20 minutes of failed attempts, she contacted Jamal Carter. Cell phone records show Carter made 8 calls to Brianna's phone between 9:40 p.m. and 10 p.m. Vanessa Evans, returning from her nursing shift at 10:30 p.m., found Brianna's room empty. Security footage from Methodist North Hospital shows her leaving work early after receiving no response from her daughter. At 11:15 p.m., Vanessa filed a missing person report with the Memphis Police Department. Officer Thomas Rodriguez, responding to the report, documented Vanessa's statement about Brianna's pregnancy and recent erratic behavior. At 11:45 p.m., Jamal Carter contacted the police, revealing information about Brianna's planned meeting with Johnson. By midnight, the Memphis Police Department had initiated a search of Overton Park. Security footage showed 3 patrol cars entering the park at 12:17 a.m. Officer Sarah Martinez's body camera captured the initial discovery of drag marks near Rainbow Lake Bridge at 12:45 a.m., leading to the creek where Brianna's body would be found the following morning. On February 26, 2008, at 6:17 a.m., Michael Roberts, a regular jogger at Overton Park, discovered Brianna Evans's body partially submerged in the creek near Rainbow Lake Bridge. The Memphis Police Department's Homicide Division, led by Detective James Martinez and Detective Sarah Thompson, arrived on the scene at 6:45 a.m. The crime scene investigation, conducted over 12 hours, yielded crucial evidence. CSI technicians documented drag marks extending 27 feet from the bridge to the creek. Brianna's belongings were scattered along this path. A shoe at the bridge, her phone 15 feet downstream, and her school ID badge near the body. Blood spatter analysis indicated the initial assault occurred on the bridge. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Chief Medical Examiner for Shelby County, conducted the autopsy at 2 p.m. Her report detailed extensive findings. Cause of death: manual strangulation. Time of death: between 7:45 p.m. and 8 p.m. on February 25th. Defensive wounds: present on hands and forearms. Bruising: consistent with finger marks on the neck. Petechial hemorrhaging: observed in the eyes. Blunt force trauma to the left cheek. Other evidence: dirt and grass stains on clothing. DNA evidence under fingernails. At 9:30 a.m., Jamal Carter voluntarily appeared at the Memphis Police Department's Central Precinct. His 4-hour interview with detectives provided crucial information about the relationship between Brianna and Coach Johnson. Carter surrendered his phone, which contained text messages from Brianna dating back to January 2008. These documented her fears about Johnson's increasingly controlling behavior. Tasha Williams arrived at the precinct at 2:15 p.m., accompanied by her parents. Her testimony corroborated Carter's account and provided additional evidence. Voice recordings Brianna had shared, screenshots of threatening text messages from Johnson, details about the pregnancy, information about the planned meeting at Overton Park. Digital forensic specialists recovered data from Brianna's damaged iPhone, found 100 yards downstream from the crime scene. The phone contained 247 text messages between Brianna and Johnson, voice recordings of their conversations, location data showing their meeting spots, a final voice recording from the night of the murder. At 4:30 p.m., Detectives Martinez and Thompson brought Darius Johnson in for questioning at Central Precinct. During the 3-hour interrogation, Johnson claimed he was home with his family during the time of the murder. However, surveillance footage from Overton Park clearly showed his Ford Explorer entering the park at 7:12 p.m. and leaving at 8:17 p.m. Sharon Johnson, interviewed separately at her home, inadvertently destroyed her husband's alibi. She confirmed that Darius arrived home around 8:45 p.m., appearing agitated and immediately washing his clothes. Footage from their home system corroborated her timeline. The forensic evidence mounted quickly. Johnson's DNA was found under Brianna's fingernails. Soil from the crime scene matched samples from his vehicle. Fibers from his Letterman jacket were discovered on Brianna's clothing. His fingerprints were found on Brianna's phone case. Traffic camera footage tracked his vehicle's movements, and cell tower data placed his phone at Overton Park on February 27th. Crime scene investigators discovered additional evidence in a dumpster behind Fraser High School. Torn pages from Johnson's personal planner showing meetings with Brianna, a prepaid phone containing messages between them, and cash withdrawal receipts totaling $7,500. The Memphis Police Department's forensic lab processed Johnson's vehicle on February 28th, finding traces of Brianna's blood on the cargo area floor mat, soil samples matching the creek bank, a torn piece of Brianna's jacket caught in the trunk hinge, and grass and mud consistent with Overton Park vegetation. By March 1, 2008, investigators had assembled a comprehensive timeline of events supported by physical evidence, digital records, and witness testimony. District Attorney Robert Thompson reviewed the case file and authorized first-degree murder charges against Darius Johnson. On March 15, 2008, the Shelby County District Attorney's Office formally charged Darius Johnson with first-degree murder, statutory rape, tampering with evidence, and abuse of authority in a school setting. The arrest at his residence drew extensive media coverage, with all major Memphis networks broadcasting his surrender to authorities at 7:30 a.m. The trial began on June 2, 2008, at the Shelby County Criminal Court with Judge Michael Anderson presiding. Media interest necessitated moving proceedings to the largest courtroom, with over 200 spectators attending daily. The prosecution team, led by District Attorney Robert Thompson, presented their case over 2 weeks, calling 27 witnesses, including forensic experts, police investigators, school staff, students, medical professionals, and digital forensic specialists. Key testimony came from Sharon Johnson on June 5th, describing her husband's behavior the night of the murder. Arriving home agitated at 8:45 p.m., washing clothes immediately, showering for 45 minutes, and refusing to discuss his whereabouts. The defense team, headed by prominent attorney Marcus Williams, attempted to portray the relationship as consensual and Brianna's death as accidental. This strategy sparked protests outside the courthouse, with women's rights groups and student safety advocates maintaining daily vigils. Vanessa Evans testified on June 8th, delivering emotional testimony about discovering her daughter's pregnancy and the subsequent confrontation. Following her court appearance, she established Brianna's Voice, an advocacy organization focusing on student protection and abuse prevention in schools. Jamal Carter's June 10th testimony proved pivotal. He detailed accounts of witnessing arguments between Johnson and Brianna, text messages showing her growing fear, and conversations where she revealed the pregnancy and Johnson's threats. The forensics presentation on June 12 systematically dismantled the defense's accident claim. DNA evidence, blood spatter analysis, cell phone records, surveillance footage, and medical examiner's findings all pointed to deliberate homicide. On June 20, 2008, after 6 hours of deliberation, the jury returned guilty verdicts on all counts. The sentencing hearing on July 1 brought additional revelations. 3 former students from Johnson's previous coaching positions testified about similar inappropriate approaches. Judge Anderson delivered the sentence on July 2. Life imprisonment for first-degree murder, 15 years for statutory rape, 5 years for evidence tampering, and 5 years for abuse of authority, with sentences to run consecutively. The aftermath triggered widespread institutional changes. Fraser High School suspended all athletic programs for the 2008 to 2009 academic year. Principal Thomas Anderson resigned, and the school board implemented new oversight measures, mandatory reporting training for all staff, enhanced security protocols, and student protection policies. Sharon Johnson filed for divorce on July 15, 2008, relocating to Nashville with their children. Court records show she was granted full custody and restored to her maiden name, Sharon Mitchell. Vanessa Evans's advocacy work expanded with speaking engagements at schools nationwide, consulting on educational policy reform, and establishing student safety programs. Brianna's voice opened offices in 3 states by 2010, focusing on preventing abuse of authority in educational settings. Jamal Carter, heavily affected by guilt over not reporting earlier, became an advocate for student safety. He established a peer support program at Tennessee State University, training students to recognize and report suspicious behavior.